Hello, everybody. Mr. Constitution, Douglas V. Gibbs here. Let's talk about digital currency. Russia just recently, their legislature just passed that they will get rid of physical currency. I believe they're the 7th or 8th, 9th country, something like that, to do so. And we're hearing Biden bucks. We're hearing that the Biden administration is going to take us to digital currency, that we are going to let go of anything physical. We're not going to have coin. We're not going to have cash. All we're going to have is what's on your card in your account, electronic. But don't worry, you could trust the government, right? Okay, what does the Constitution say about it? Or not say about it? I am Douglas V. Gibbs, Mr. Constitution. I've been teaching the Constitution since 2008 in classes in Southern California. I have written a number of books, 9 books at the point of the writing of the recording of this video. And I am a public speaker and radio host and so forth. Welcome to this video. So let's talk about, first of all, can the president unilaterally make a decision like that? No. The president is not a king. He is not a ruler. He does not have absolute power. Executive orders are for the purpose of either communicating internally with the executive branch or externally with the public, in which case those are proclamations. They are not legally binding. The president cannot act without there being legislation or something of that nature behind it. He executes the law, hence executive branch. Executes the law, they're in the books. If the law doesn't exist, you can't execute it. If Congress has not passed or whatever process is necessary in order for us to go to digital currency, he cannot execute it. He cannot just say, hey, I got an idea, let's go to digital currency. Wrong answer. The president can't do that. He does not have that kind of authority, not constitutionally. This is not to say they won't do it, because we know what type of tyrants can be. Now, that said, Article 1, Section 1 of the United States Constitution says that all legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States. So vested is the key word here. These powers granted to the legislative branch were granted by the states. These are powers given. They must be enumerated in the Constitution. Herein granted. That's what those words mean. Vested means that it's exclusionary. In other words, only the legislative branch, Congress, has those legislative powers. And irrevocable, they can't give them away. That's what vested means. Exclusionary and irrevocable. So we have Congress now has these legislative powers. Well, legislative powers making law, but is there a list somewhere? Absolutely. In Article 1, Section 8. Article 1, Section 8, there's a whole list of authorities granted to the Congress on what they can make laws regarding, and one of them is to coin money. To coin money and regulate the value thereof. So, first of all, we got a problem here, because if Congress's job is to coin money and regulate the value thereof, who does that today? The banks do. Not the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve is a facilitator. The banks themselves are the ones that issue money. I'm not talking about the print job. I'm not talking about the mint. That's not money until it goes into circulation. It's put into circulation by the banks. So the banks are the ones that make money. All the mint does, all Congress is doing through the mint, is printing a print job that will be money once it goes into circulation, but it's not money until it is in circulation. Otherwise, a dollar bill and a coin is worth nothing until it's in circulation by the banks. Banks put it in circulation. So the banks are the ones that are coining money and regulating the value thereof, basically. So they are operating in a manner that Congress is supposed to be operating. That began with the establishment of the Bank of the United States in 1791. 2 years after the Constitution went into effect, they were already acting unconstitutionally on this. Alexander Hamilton was the guy behind it, convinced Congress that there are implied powers in the Constitution, and with those implied powers that they need a central bank in order to carry out the duties that Congress wants to in the taxation, borrowing, so on and so forth. So, first of all, we're already unconstitutional. Second of all, notice what it says in Article 1, Section 8, to coin money. Coin money is a physical version of money. It is physical money. It is a physical type of money. Yes, I know that electronic digits and all that did not exist yet. The Founding Fathers didn't even dream if that would be coming. But nonetheless, the Constitution says that Congress's job is to coin money, physical money. So, for us to go straight to no physical money, only electronic, would be unconstitutional, because the Constitution does not allow for non-physical money. It says that their job is to coin money. So So, well, Doug, then what do we do? Well, first of all, if the government wanted to go to digital currency only, first of all, president can't do it unilaterally. We talked about that. Congress cannot pass a law to do it. Why? Because the Constitution calls for only coined money. So if you're going to change the form of money from coin to only electronic, there needs to be an amendment to the Constitution. An amendment's going to require either 2/3 of each House of Congress or 2/3 of the states to propose the amendment. Then it requires 3/4 of the states to ratify that amendment. You don't get 3/4 of the states to ratify that amendment, you don't get your digital money only. That is what would be constitutional. Now, yes, I realize we're dealing with tyrants. They don't follow the Constitution. They operate in ways that are typically outside the Constitution. I get that. I'm telling you the way it's supposed to be. So, what do we do now? What we do is we make sure we advise every American we can, every office holder we can, every Congress critter we can, anybody and everybody that, hey, they can't legally just go to digital money only. There is a process. There's a constitutional process. If enough of us are making a noise, if enough of us are rattling our cage and knocking on the doors and shouting from the mountaintops, they will take notice. Let's not let them just push us into digital currency. Now, from last July 1st, the banking system got on the same system. That was first step towards digital-only currency. We have probably logistically about a year and a half before they're able to do it. So we have really less than a year and a half at the max to get them not to do it. We need to make noise. We need to be involved. As citizens of the United States, we need to make sure our government's not acting outside the law. I know they act outside the law all the time. This is something we can stop. All we got to do is make sure we do it right, do it loud, do it enough. So there you go. So once again, Biden administration, any presidential administration, cannot unilaterally put us on digital currency only. Congress cannot pass a law, and then the president sign it or whatever, putting us on digital currency only, because in the Constitution it calls for a physical currency to coin money. Therefore, it requires a constitutional amendment. Everybody needs to know this. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending the time with me. I am Douglas V. Gibbs, Mr. Constitution. Let's make sure we stay constitutional. United we stand, combined we kick butt. God bless America, my friends. God bless you. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.